I have the Google Pixel 7 Pro right here, and in today's video, I'll be showing you how to gain root access on it with a tool called KernelSU. I'll even be setting up this guide so that you can follow these steps no matter which Pixel smartphone or tablet you're using. You're going to be able to follow the same steps that I outline in this guide to root every single Google Pixel device on the market. The only requirement is that you must have the bootloader unlocked. And that's something that I've already shown you how to do in a previous video. So I'll be sure to link to one of those in the video description below. But before we can do any of that, there are some things that we need to have set up ahead of time. And making sure the bootloader is already unlocked is going to be your first goal. And I'll be sure to link to a guide that can walk you through that right in the pinned comment for this video so that it's easy for everyone to find. We're also going to need to download the firmware that matches what is currently installed on your device. So reference the build number for your phone that's within the About Phone section. And then we're going to pull up the Google Factory Images page for its Pixel devices, which again, I'll have this linked down below as well. And we do that by finding the device in this list here and then matching that build number with the build number that you see listed for that firmware. So you can see we have BP3A and that ends with B2. So BP3A and it ends with B2. So I'm going to download this firmware right here because it matches what's currently installed on my device. You will also need to have ADB and fast boot tools available on your desktop or laptop PC, which is also required for this guide. So here is my platform tools folder where you can see my adb.exe and my fastboot.exe files are located. So this is my ADB and fastboot tools folder, and we're going to be using this in a little bit. Here is that firmware that I just downloaded, and then I extracted the contents of that compressed file, which gave us this folder. We dive into that folder, and you're going to see another set of files. And in here again, you'll find another compressed file. When we extract the contents of this file, we're going to get this set of files. And this is where you're going to want to look for either the boot.img or you're going to look for the init_boot.img file. If you're rooting a Pixel 6 phone or older, then you're going to grab that boot image file. If you're rooting a Pixel 7 or newer, and that includes the Pixel tablet and foldable Pixels, then you're going to take the init_boot.image file. And we're going to take this file, whichever one you're grabbing, we're going to take that and we're going to copy it to our Android device. When you're ready to actually begin the rooting process, we're going to take that boot.img file or the init_boot.img file, as in my example here, and we're going to patch this with a program called KernelSU. So let's bring up the GitHub page for KernelSU and then download the latest version from here. And I'll be sure to have this linked down below as well. Now we're going to launch that app, and at the top, you should see a not installed box. Go ahead and tap on that, and we're going to choose the select a file option here. That's going to bring you to a file explorer, and this is where you browse to wherever you have that boot image file or the init_boot image file, and we select it. Then we're going to tap on Next. And we're going to let the KernelSU application patch this file for us. When it's done, the app is going to give us the location of this KernelSU underscore patched file. So let's connect the phone back to the PC and then copy this patched file over to our computer. And then we're going to make sure that it's saved in the same folder as our ADB and fastboot files. When you're ready to begin that process, let's go ahead and reboot our Google Pixel phone into fastboot mode, which I normally do by telling the phone to restart and then pressing and holding the volume down button during that entire boot cycle. And I continue holding that button down until you see the fast boot mode screen appear like this. After you see the phone has booted into this menu, let's make sure the phone is plugged into the PC with a USB cable. And we're going to open up a Windows PowerShell or a terminal window within the Platform Tools folder by holding the Shift button on the keyboard and then right-clicking on an empty spot. You should see an Open in Terminal or Open in PowerShell window there. Then from here, we're going to type out the command fastboot space devices and press enter. Now, if you don't see a response here, or if you're told that it's waiting for a device and you do not see the serial number to your phone right there, then you have a USB related issue. It could be the USB cable, it could be the USB port, or even the USB driver. So you're going to want to troubleshoot that before you can proceed. So, as a recap, our phone is in fast boot mode. It's connected to the PC with a USB cable. We have that terminal window in the same folder as our ADB and fastboot tools, which also has that patched kernel image file right here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to execute the command fastboot space flash space init underscore boot space and then the file name, which was KernelSU underscore patched. And we can actually just start typing out that name and then press tab on the keyboard, and it will auto-complete that file name for us. As a side note, remember that this init underscore boot is only used for Pixel 7 devices and higher. If you're rooting a Pixel 6 or older with KernelSU, you're going to want to flash this to the boot partition. So instead of init underscore boot, it will look like that. When you're ready to proceed, we press enter on the keyboard, and you should see two OK messages. One after that patched file has been sent to that partition, and then a second OK message after it has written that file to that partition successfully. Now, we're going to reboot out of fastboot mode, and we do that by making sure the start option is highlighted here and pressing on the power button to select it. This will reboot us out of fastboot mode and take us back into the Android operating system as long as everything went successfully. If you find that your phone is boot looping instead of being rooted properly, that's almost always caused by a mismatch in the kernel used, aka that boot.img file, or the init underscore boot.img file. It's possible that you downloaded the firmware for a different phone, or that you downloaded one that doesn't match the same build number that you're on. The file itself could have just become corrupt while it was being downloaded too, but you can always flash that original image file from the firmware, and that will recover from any boot loop issue that this guide may have caused. Now, after rooting a phone, I always do a test with the free Root Checker app from the Google Play Store. We just need to make sure that you're granting root access from the KernelSU app first. So open up KernelSU. You should now see a green checkbox there showing you that it is working. Tap down into the Super SU tab, and then look for that root checker app. Tap into the app you want to grant super user access, and then we can open it up and perform that test.